You have her ID?
Yeah.
You're under arrest.
Your cell phone? No, I don't want to give it to you. Why do I have to?
Because my attorney said not to.
Why do I have to give it to you?
This is evidence.
Evidence.
Ma'am, she's under arrest.
I have to go with. I have to go. I have to look at the.
You don't have that choice.
Let me help you out.
No, I have to stay. Please don't do this.
Don't stay. You need to grab the bags. Take the bags.
Yeah.
And you need to wait outside.
Okay.
My husband's almost 80 years old. He can't
Yeah,
come
I
with
can't. Please, can I help?
No, you can't join her there.
Oh, don't do this, please.
me. Please.
Oh,
Someone's
God.
got to help him get home. This is terrible. You can't do this. This is insane.
Can you hold on to that for me?
Is that okay with you?
Please. You don't have that with handcuffs on. She's not going anywhere. Please. Please.
You have anything in your pocket?
No, no.
Do you have anything of value in you?
No, I
Plus you have a necklace on. You
Wanna
can,
go?
you can take
My-
the
Yeah,
necklace
I'll
off.
take it.
Yeah, take it off. Yeah.
And the earrings.
And the earrings. They're
You are listening to the Roberta Glass True Crime Report, putting the true back in true crime. From New York City, Roberta Glass is now on the record.
Okay, here we go. How is everybody? Just a short one for today. Wanted to talk to you guys about Donna Adelson's protective custody. She got protective custody for her birthday, which is on the 5th, 2 days after mine. Thank you to everybody who sent really kind birthday wishes. I hope I replied to all of you. I tried to, at least. Hey, Jude. Hey, Tammie. Hey, Bossy Texas Chick. Hey, Susan Hicks. Hey, Mia. Nice to see you, Kat. So this is all a really curious timeline of events with Donna Adelson in jail. Last time we saw her, she seemed like she was really thriving in jail. She's taking sewing. She's taking art. Lord knows they have more activities in that jail than anywhere else. Beekeeping. And I was thinking, Donna really seems really happy in jail, right? Of course, for years and years, she was saying, at least this was the testimony in court, that Dan Markel was haunting her from the grave. She was filled with anxiety. She couldn't sleep anymore. So now that it happened, the worst happened. She was arrested, and she's in a very high control environment where she knows what she has to do. Every second of the day is planned out, and there's no surprises really. In jail, she seemed to be doing pretty well. Then we had this hearing, which pretty much everyone but one channel slept on, because it was really supposed to be a nothing burger hearing like the last hearing she had. It was pretty juicy, where Donna says that she has 2 people in jail, Cassidy Conroy and Brittany Purcell, that have given statements because they were in there with Catherine McManaway. We don't have any idea when this was, neither by their statements or by what we heard in this hearing. So we're still clueless as to when they were actually in with Catherine McManaway. Now, of course, these two informants, prison snitches for Donna, Cassidy Conroy and Brittany Purcell, are really frequent flyers in jail. They go in and out of jail. Many, many, many charges and felony counts amongst them. So we don't really have any idea. And their statements were so vague. And so what Donna wanted to do was to preserve this testimony, have them in a deposition, almost like they were testifying in court. This is usually done if someone's more elderly and might die before court. You can preserve their testimony in certain, I don't know if it's all over the country or just in certain states. Certainly know it's in California because they did this in the Durst trial. So she got turned down, but the statements themselves that Donna testified to were so vague. I don't know how she thinks this is going to help her, how this is proof of Katie extorting anyone. Let's just take another brief look. This is Cassidy Conroy. She said, "Wait till I come back. I'm going to take care of that family. Wait until they see what they're going to get, and I'm going to get a reduced sentence." So is this before she testified? When she was after her voir dire or before her voir dire? I mean, her proffers. Her voir dire. Her proffers. Is that what this was? I don't understand how this would help at all. Because, of course, if you were in a middle woman to a family that paid to kill, murder for hire, of course you'd be resentful. So I don't see how that's going to help her take care of that family. Maybe it could mean I'm going to tell it all. Who knows? Tell all about their guilt. I don't know how that proves that she was extorting Donna and Charlie. She said, had her plan worked, she would not be where she is. She would be sitting pretty in Hawaii, drinking a fancy drink. What's the plan? Very vague. She made it clear, very clear, she was blackmailing Charlie, my son. How so? Please tell. Do tell, Donna. No, not a word on that. I guess, and then this has nothing to do with anything. I guess I should have been prepared. I don't know. I didn't know I was going to be asked. I'm just a little nervous right now. But she, meaning Katie McManawa, spoke about a tattoo. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Brittany Purcell. Spoke about a tattoo that Catherine McManawa had and about a tattoo her child's father had, meaning Sigfredo Garcia, had of her with a machine gun. I mean, I understand, would maybe understand a little bit more if Sigfredo had a tattoo of Catherine McManawa with a machine gun and under it said the extortionist. My baby mama, the extortionist, the well-known extortionist. We almost did it, anything. So I don't know how this is going to help her. But right after this hearing, so I don't know if these women agreed to it. They were paid, they were offered money for testimony, if they agreed to testify or not, or if she was just hearing things and assuming that it was good for her case. And they reacted very badly when they heard that she wants them to testify for her. That could be. But she's now claiming that Donna, I think I'm bearing the lead here, is the victim of an extortion plot. Another one, according to her, his family can never stop being extorted in prison, and that her arm was bent backwards in the shower, and she was threatened if she didn't pay up, she would be physically hurt. So let's take a look at the news clip.
We confirmed today that Donna Adelson was moved into protective custody at the Leon County Jail as a precaution. Adelson is there awaiting trial in the murder of her former son-in-law, Dan Markel. According to the Leon County Sheriff's Office, Adelson claims another inmate grabbed her arm back in December and tried to extort her. LCSO.
I mean, this is, again, the unluckiest. Donna is so unlucky. Everywhere she goes, she's being extorted. Everyone wants the Adelson family money. And they all want to go about it in a criminal manner. Bichon Mama says, but is the extortion on a payment plan? Great point. And what is it? Is it in, is it in jail snacks? Is it what were they asking for? Stamps? What else? So
Says Adelson reported the interaction this week, but would not give any more information.
So it happened back in December, but she didn't report it till right before her birthday, which was February 5th. And now she has to have guards follow her everywhere she goes. People have to be locked down before she can move from one place in the jail to another. This is what I'm hearing. I find this curious, and others are suggesting that this is an effort to finally turn around on the jail and say, you can't keep me safe. I need to get out on bail ahead of my trial. She's also asking for a hairdresser, apparently, too, which is something I fixated on. Thinking, does she have to go to trial with this gray hair? Can they make an exception before trial? Can they get her some of her regular hair dye? And what kind of outfits? We were all thinking right before her trial got upended by her son, Charlie Adelson, would she be wearing in court? But she wants a hairdresser. So is this a plan to get out before court, before her trial, spend some time with Harvey and maybe look better? Because appearances are everything for the Adelson family. But more seriously, what I'm thinking about is how this is going to look when she comes into court. I would assume that they can bring this in, that she asked for protective custody and said she was extorted. Could Georgia Cappleman make a point that when she was extorted before, she didn't tell the authorities, but here she's being extorted, and within weeks, she's going to the jail authorities and asking to be protected. So when this happened after the bump, where did Donna go? Nowhere. Not to the police. She's talking it out with the undercover cop and trying to negotiate and say, I don't know anything about Dan Markel's murder. It's not me. Does anyone remember? It's not me. It's not me. Couldn't Georgia Cappleman make a good point? Isn't it curious that in jail she's so quick to run to the authorities, but on the outside, she never once alerted them? Let's take a look at that phone call, shall we?
Hello? This is Mrs. Adelson. Is this Sammy? Okay, my grandchildren had my phone before, so.
This is Mrs. Adelson. This is Mrs. Adelson. You can call me Mrs. Adelson. I don't know your friend, Tito. Jennifer Ray makes a great point. Word has spread in the jail. Donna has money. She's willing to pay for snitches on Katie, and now her jailmates want money. That makes a lot of sense, Jennifer. Very quick. It's gone around. But this will be played at her trial, no doubt.
I'm Mrs. Adelson. Yes. Yeah, my grandchildren had my phone before, so that's, and I just saw that you called.
Oh, okay. You left a message on my voicemail.
Right, I did.
Yeah.
This is my problem. You approached me on Alton Road. You handed me an article from the newspaper about my ex-son-in-law. You told me I need to call you and help your friend who was...
The way she says ex-son-in-law, not my deceased, my murdered son-in-law, nothing like that. My ex-son-in-law. She sounds so defiant, doesn't she, when she says it? He's ex. He's off the planet, no longer exists, thanks to my family, my handiwork and my family. It's so defiant and a little bit celebratory, no?
In prison. Now, at the time you did that, I didn't understand what you were talking about. I didn't call you back. Then you mailed me a threatening letter. Then you send me a text message to my phone.
Does anybody remember this text message? I think I still have it here, right? The text read, "So you don't take me serious? You thinking I'm playing? You have some person call to see if I'm for real? If you think what Katie's," I love they spell Katie with a D, "Katie's baby's daddy did for you can't come back, you're effing crazy. I want the money now or I'm going after the 100K. So.
It says I'm not taking you seriously. So I am taking you seriously. And I really want you to listen to me. I have to tell you, I mean, this is important. I have been so stressed out. I have spoken to 10 or 12 people who are close friends of mine, telling them about this and basically picking their brains and asking them what I should do.
Yeah, who believes this? No one. So I went to 12 of my closest girlfriends and I said, listen, now I'm being extorted about for funds because of a murder for hire of my murdered son-in-law that they all think that I did. What do you think I should do? Oh, can I have another glass of wine? What? I'd love to have coffee with you Tuesday. I have a little problem to discuss. It's just a little... It's a little problem with an extortion plot on me. Let me know what you should do. 12 of my best girlfriends. Maybe we could all get together and have an extortion party. And maybe everybody writes an idea and I pick one out of a hat and I go with that one. What is this absurd?
Because I don't know your friend who is in jail. You mentioned a name. I don't even know his name. I never spoke to him. I don't know what he looks like. I've never met him. I'm sorry your friend's in jail, but I don't know what that has to do with me.
You know exactly what it has to do with. You know.
I don't know what that has to do with me. Well, it's going to have a lot to do with you because you're going to be in jail yourself, Donna. You know, watching the intro today, I always get such a kick out of when Harvey says she doesn't need the handcuffs. She's not going anywhere. As she's being picked up, fleeing the country on a one-way ticket to a non-extradition country. Fleeing. She's not going anywhere. She's got the word that the grand jury is going to indict her. And she was out of there. I think was it Wednesdays they meet? And she was out of there Sunday night, way before the grand jury could indict her.
Exactly. Listen to me carefully. Listen to me. You just got. You just gotta listen to me.
You need to ask your friends who this person looks like, what their name is, something, because I know there's a big reward out there, and if you need money for your friends, that's the way to get it. I mean, I'm asking you nicely. I don't know who he is. I am out of the loop. It is not me. If I can help, I would help. I mean, that's what.
Just like I told you.
If I could help, I would help, but I've shown no signs of helping at all in this investigation. My family, except for my daughter, who spent a long time bamboozling the police with her crocodile tears and then lawyering up. We've all lawyered up and refused to help the investigation and are strangely not curious about what happened to Dan Markel. None of us are. The only one in this family is Robert, my oldest son. He's very concerned with what happened to Dan Markel. But the rest of us, forget it. We can't help, not interested. And just go get the $100,000 if you think you know.
Listen to me. Just like I told you that day, we know that your family had a problem up north. We know that problem was taken care of about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. And we know that Katie has been taken care of and has been taken care of. Now my brother in jail, we were in Broward together. He told me the whole thing, and he hasn't been taken care of. You know. Now, all that's being asked for is $5K. That's all we're asking for is for $5K. And he told me everything, and I know everything. I know who's involved. I know everything, and I'll get the $100K for myself.
You know,
all I ask is to send the $5K. Everybody knows what's going on.
I don't, you're saying everyone knows. I know I lost my ex-son-in-law. I did not have anything to do with it.
I lost him. I lost my ex-son-in-law. It was almost like a natural death, but not quite, because our family did it. So sick. I'm the victim here. I was the victim of a terrible tragedy. Our whole family was. Can't you see we're grieving? You're attacking your grieving grandmother. And I love how she says, this is Mrs. Adelson. My grandkids had my phone. I'm busy doing grandmotherly stuff. Why are you bothering me with this criminal stuff? I'm not the type. That's what it means. I'm so busy with my grandkids. I wouldn't have the time to plan a murder. A murder, not me. It's not me. It's not me.
That's why I said, ask him what.
That's what my brother Tasso told me. He told me everything when we were in jail. He told me everything and who was involved. I know everything.
Well, I don't. That's the problem. I am telling you, it's not me. It's not me. I have had a year of aggravation, 1.5 years of aggravation over this. My daughter, my grand.
How much would it be great to have "It's Not Me" t-shirts for Donna's trial? It's not me. It's not me. Oh. Then who is it, Donna? This was a whole family who plotted to do this, in my opinion.
It is not me. And when I asked my friends, what do they think? They said, well, this person needs to get a description of you because of what you look like. It's not me. I don't know who caused this. It wasn't me. I mean,
Who just asked if Donna will testify? That's a good question. You would think that after her son, with all the jailhouse calls we heard between Charlie and Donna, when Donna was a free woman, where Charlie was complaining that the Tallahassee jury just hated him. He could never get a fair trial in Tallahassee. You wouldn't think that she would testify. They're not going to warm to Donna any more than Charlie. I always thought she was going to play up her age in hope that someone on the jury feels sorry and doesn't want to send a grandmother to prison for the rest of her life. Sympathy is the best thing she has going for her, but once they see the evidence in this case, I don't think she's going to have much sympathy. I can't imagine it. My opinion, she's a psychopath, so she's good at scheming. But I don't think that she's very good at making things up. She's a terrible script writer. Her dialogue is horribly unbelievable. We've had the word fancy being used 3 times in this case already. It's fanciful fiction. Anyone who thinks that the Adelsons were involved, that's the Adelson PR release, when she was complaining that all her rights were violated in the Leon County Jail. She put in a story about the Leon County jail staff calling her the fancy lady and making fun of her. And then we have from one of her prison snitches is this the one? That she would be drinking a fancy drink in Hawaii. It's just no one talks like that. Certainly not Katie.
I don't know. Just like that day when I talked to you, this is not going away. This is not going to go away because Tato told me everything. He wasn't being taken care of. He needed the 5K. Spent 5K. That's all we were asking for. Don't do that.
I don't know who Tato is. You don't understand.
We know you don't know who Tato is, but you know who Katie is, and you know the contacts Katie.
I don't know these guys. I don't know anyone like Taco. Is that a Yiddish name? Is that a Hebrew name? Taco? I don't know anyone. Apparently, she's having a rabbi's wife visit her in jail, which I find compelling, curious. So much of the power struggle between Dan Markel and the Adelson family was because he wanted to raise his and Wendy's kids kosher, and they did not, and they foiled him in every turn, feeding the kids non-kosher food and really undermining his authority. But now she wants to get back to her spiritual roots, and the whole emails that she wrote to Wendy saying that the way that she could get to Dan Markel is by converting to Christianity or Catholicism. And she's like, sounds good to me. You get to go to heaven. She was so dismissive about her religion. Now I wonder if she's getting the kosher meals in jail and playing up and reverting to her faith. So many inmates do.
He has. Okay? You know who Katie is. And you know that Katie has somebody that knows Tato. And they took care of a problem for you people. That's just the bottom line. The bottom Katie is, do you know that they took care of Katie and her people? Nobody's taking care of Tato. I know you don't know who Tato is.
No,
But we know who all of you are. And this ain't going away.
you know what?
So I can give you you want to spend the 5K?
Here's what you need to do. You need to go and...
Don't tell me what to do. I know what to do and I'm doing it.
You're looking for money. Get $100,000 or whatever the what do you call it? Whatever the reward is. It isn't me. You have got...
Get $100,000 or whatever the reward is. Strangely, she's right on the money. And they've told her. In what she's forgetting what the reward is. They've told her in text message what the reward is. I'm going for the 100K. Whatever it is, whatever that number is, that big, round, easy to remember number is.
The wrong person. That's why I said ask your friends.
You're Donna Adelson.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Well, I know. We know who's involved in all this.
Yes, this is not making any sense. I mean, if you want the money, you should get it from the police. They can give you a whole lot more than you're asking me for money for someone.
I love this. This is like, you know what? Don't rob me. Rob the neighbors down the street. They have a whole lot more money. What's he gonna be like? Okay, okay, no problem. Ridiculous.
I can't do this. I have had too much stress and too much aggravation from this, and I don't know what you are talking about. I just don't know.
Good. I think you should talk to Katie. Talk to people that are involved in this. You'll know. You know what's going on.
That's why I'm...
You can tell me. Senora.
This is like not how you sound when you're really confused.
But I know you know. Because I heard when I was locked up in Broward with my brother, he told me everything. Everything. He told me everything.
Well, then
I just wanted to take care of with her fucking puto.
I just think instead of asking me, you should get the money from the police. There's a lot of money out there, and I know if you think you know who this is, then go ahead and do it, because I know it isn't me. I know it isn't me. And I can't take this kind of level of stress. I just can't. I know I didn't do anything.
It's the same attitude she had when she was arrested, too. This is ridiculous. Oh, no, here we go again. I'm the most unlucky person in the world. Everyone seems to think I'm involved in this murder, but I don't know anything about a murder. Everyone's got it wrong. Everyone's got it wrong. I'm just a kindly old grandmother. I would never. I know I lost my son-in-law. I know I lost him. We looked in the lost and found. I mean, what? And I can't handle the stress. Like, he's going to be like, oh, wait, this is too much stress for this old, kindly grandmother. Never mind. Did you really think that was going to work?
You talk to people, you talk to the right people, you talk to people, you make this 5K come to me. That's all I need. Just do it and get it to me. Do it and get it to me.
I'll call you
Bye.
back.
I'll call you back. I'll call you back. Do it and get it to me. No way. You'll be waiting forever, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. She forgot the first rule when you're guilty in street rules. You just deny it, no matter how ridiculously improbable it is that you didn't do it. You just deny it all the way, full steam ahead, pedal to the metal. I know the Super Bowl is going on now, so I don't want to keep. This is just a quickie for today, but I wanted to get to your comments.
We got your comments. You had something to say. You were insightful. Oh, so clever. So Roberta's going to read your comments. Hey, Roberta, read those comments.
So do you see what I mean, though? At the first sign of any trouble, her arm gets bent back in the shower, according to Donna, if that's true. She runs to the jail staff when there's much more penalty in jail from being a snitch and telling on someone. Whereas here, this extortionist is contacting her son's calling, back and forth text messages, being accosted on the street, and never once does she go to the police. I would be surprised if Georgia didn't bring it in. And especially if Donna takes a stand. Where are you living now? Leon County Jail. Oh, did you have an incident in February of 2025 where you said that in December you were accosted and extorted? What did you do then? Oh, I went right to the jail. Why didn't you, it would be a great question to ask. Donna. Doom 4067 says, by my count, she's trying to enter hearsay from anonymous sources. I can't think of any circumstance, this is Donna and her snitches, in which they could meet the best evidence standard. They would need to prove that these anonymous sources had contact with Katie, the convict. How can you possibly prove that even if the sources exist? I don't believe that those sources actually exist. So these inmates definitely exist. They're frequent flyers at Leon County. So I'm not sure what you mean. I think maybe you mean the stories are untrue. Temya says, obviously Donna Adelson told this, there's two of them, these drug chicks, that if she says Charlie was being blackmailed, then the Adelsons will pay her handsomely. They still have a lot of time to scheme in jail. It'll never work, but it's still a bit concerning. Yeah, why does she want out now? I'm so curious as to what she's thinking now. If you have any idea, let me know. It may come to me later. Why now? And if you're really scared and you're going to snitch, why take from December to, say, February to put in a complaint? Miriam's and Brand 1340 says, a not guilty person, especially a female, would be hysterically crying if they were told they were being charged with right before getting on a plane. Donna was cool as a cucumber. Yeah, you can almost see, I think also she had taken some sedatives for the plane. So I think that had some effect. But she knew she might have been caught. But right, if you were innocent, it's a great point. You'd be like, what is this about? No. Get me out, Harvey, as soon as possible. Call my lord. Make sure you get me out. I didn't do this. Hey, kitties. Roberta, great show with the attorney yesterday. Thanks so much for bringing it up. I really thought it was a good show, kitties. And enjoyed this. We don't care about the Super Bowl. If you don't, I don't care about it. I just assumed everybody was watching the Super Bowl. I think last year around this time, this is when I had the kosher. My boyfriend had his kosher friends over, and kosher eating is a heavy, heavy, heavy thing. It's, for example, so we got kosher pizza and we thought that would do it. But they couldn't use any of our plates or any of our silverware because milk and meat had already been used on our china and our forks and knives. So we had to get plastic forks and paper plates. And then when the pizza got cool, we couldn't put it in our oven because our oven wasn't kosher. Yeah, I learned a lot about kosher eating. So, I mean, I understand the Adelsons, if you don't want to raise your kids kosher, if you don't have if you're not interested in doing it, you have to be really motivated to do it and very disciplined. If you're not interested in doing that, I can see where the tension was with Dan Markel in insisting that his kids eat kosher, because it's a real commitment. You have to keep a kosher kitchen. I've been over it in my episodes. So I understand a little bit why they wouldn't want to do it and why there was tension. But what's curious to me about this case is that Wendy was a lawyer, and she seems so beaten down by dealing with Dan Markel in litigating their divorce. It's not like she was an average person up against with no knowledge of the way the law works. And she had a lawyer. The only thing I can think of as to why she was so upset about the litigation is that Dan Markel said he was going to expose her for not being on the up and up about her assets, basically lying to the court about her assets, which is a thing that rich, entitled people do. I remember Ghislaine Maxwell lied about her assets on her bail at that trial that I attended. Ghislaine Maxwell was lying all the time about the money that she had, and then at the end of the trial, she said she was totally broke. And couldn't afford restitution, which the court didn't buy. The judge said, look, we haven't seen any proof of her assets at all. So anything else? So I think Donna's going to be the trial the story to watch for a little while, to see how this protective custody goes and to see if there's going to be a forthcoming complaint from Donna that she does not feel safe in the Leon County Jail and needs to get bail. But speaking of Ghislaine Maxwell, it's a nice segue here. Once you're caught fleeing the country to a non-extradition country, you're caught on the jetway fleeing the country, it's impossible to get bail. Same thing for Ghislaine Maxwell when she was caught living under an assumed name with her cell phone covered in tinfoil, or Keith Raniere, the Nexium guru, was found hiding in a closet in Mexico when they arrested him. It's never using encrypted devices. It's just not a good. It's not a good thing. So that is what I have for today. I'm off tomorrow, but I will be back Tuesday. Have a great night, everybody. See you then.
What a stitch you're in. You plotted a murder 'cause you wanted to raise your daughter's kid. Tallahassee is just a stop on the way to civilization. Miami is where all the fancy people are at. The TV is about 5. You can't get away from that. Two-toe, tay-toe, hoo-ho, you know the guy you pay, and you can't get away from that. Oh, Donna, what a stitch you're in. You thought jail was just for the little people, but now you're so blankets with the locked-up crew. You're a grandmother in lockdown, and your one-way ride to freedom you blew. What a stitch you're in. Your family are exiled from the social circles you swam in. We all know you never made that banana bread or offered to babysit for Dan, but you'll soon be making license plates and thinking